What is up, my dudes, welcome back to the Minecraft Vanilla Guide. This is gonna be episode 5. I was once a starving lad, and that is no longer the case, my dudes. Check out this food farm we got. I ended up switching out the chickens for more cows because I love me some steak, and let me show you what we have in here. I've been breeding this up like crazy. I've just been farming more wheat, feeding it to them, getting a ton of raw beasts, a ton of leather, yada yada yada. I'm sure you guys do not care because that is not what this episode is about today. Today, we're doing something different. We're gonna go exploring. In this episode, I'm gonna cover everything there is to know about Minecraft maps, the cartography table, and how to use the map to explore efficiently. We're also gonna be going over compasses a little bit as well. So when it comes to exploring in Minecraft, it's actually pretty straightforward once you get the basics. Essentially, what you want to do is go out and venture into your world. The key is to not get lost. And also, when you go out and venture, you want to keep track of where you've been and where you have not been so that you don't go out and explore in the same place twice. Now, the point of exploring is to get more resources. So what I'm looking for is maybe an ocean, some dark oak, maybe some vines. So we're gonna go out and look for different biomes out in our world. So let's talk a little bit about what we actually need to go exploring. Number one, you're definitely gonna wanna have food in case you take any damage and you're gonna have to heal up. A bed's gonna be nice so that you can sleep away the night. That is going to be key. We're also gonna want a boat, and we haven't made a boat in this world yet. So I wanted to make a boat with you guys. You can make a boat just like that. You can put it down in the water, and then, well, you can also put it down on land. But you can put it down in the water, and then you'll be able to actually explore really fast in water. So I actually recommend looking for oceans and going in those, but we'll get to that later in the episode. Also, having a bucket of water is always helpful. Definitely have tools, have torches in case it gets dark. Extra iron and extra logs or wood is always helpful because that's like the essential of building most things and getting more tools and all that jazz. Now, there's a couple other things that we need when we go exploring that I have not talked about at all because they are very specific to exploring, and that is going to be a map. So we're going to talk all about maps. We're also going to talk about compasses. So to make a compass, what we need to do is put redstone in the middle of the crafting table, surround it with iron just like that, and we get a compass. Now, this compass is always going to point towards spawn. So our spawn was somewhere over there. I think we went around, ended up on this mountain, saw the spot, and came here. So I do know if I brought this compass with me and we got really far away, let's say we go that way, it's going to point me generally in this direction. And if I ended up back at spawn, I would be able to find my way back here. So if you did build near spawn, having a compass with you will be really helpful. You can even just have it in your hotbar just like that, and it'll point in the direction that you need to go to get back to spawn. But that's going to be very helpful for not getting lost. We're also going to have to make another compass, and that's because we need a compass in a recipe to make a map. Another thing that we need to make a map is sugarcane. I thought I already had sugarcane, but I can't seem to find it. Maybe the creeper blew it up, but there is some sugarcane down here, so I'm going to go ahead and steal some of this. I'm going to leave some of it planted just so that we can get more sugarcane whenever we need it. We're probably going to have to make a farm for sugarcane pretty soon because we are going to run out of this stuff. But the reason why we need sugarcane is to make paper so that we can make our map. So to make paper, we go like this. So now we have 6 pieces of paper. Looks like now that we have paper, it looks like we just got a few recipes. So epic gamer moment right there. I'm actually gonna have to wait for that sugarcane to grow a little bit more. Maybe I should just go explore and try and find some sugarcane right now, because we do need 8 pieces of paper to make a map. All right, so I just went out exploring a little bit and I did find 13 sugarcane, so that's gonna be enough for what we need today. And I low-key almost got lost, but we made it back. I literally just followed the compass back to spawn and I was able to find my way back here. Go ahead and plant some more of this sugarcane back here so that I don't have to venture off super far to get more sugarcane in the future. All right, so now to make a map, we put our compass in the middle and then we surround it by paper just like that. So now we can right click on this map and we look at the map. Let's go ahead and take the stake out of our offhand so that we can see a bigger map just like this. The barn is just outside of the map, so if we wanted to include the barn, we would have to expand this map one. I'll show you guys how to do that. But as you can see in the top left corner, it's still kind of like not filled in. So if we walk over towards that way, it'll slowly fill in, as you can see right there. So now the whole map is definitely filled in. So now there's another cool thing that we need to talk about, and that is a cartography table. So you make one just like this, and I'm actually gonna need more of that sugar cane. And then if we put down the cartography table, we can just put it down anywhere here in our pile of stuff. We're eventually gonna have to make a house and put all this stuff inside of it. But we can put the map in here and we can expand it with a piece of paper just like that. So now if we look at the map, as you can see, the barn is now included in the map. Now we can expand this 2 more times, and I think I am going to do the full expansion of the map. So what we can do is we can go ahead and come in here. So that was 1 expansion. This is going to be expansion 2, and now I need to go get more of the sugarcane to expand it the rest of the way. We've done 2 of the expansions. That's expansion 3, and then let's go ahead and get expansion 4. Okay, so now you can see when we put the map in here and we try to expand it 1 more, it doesn't let us expand it. Now there's a couple other things that this cartography table can do. You can copy a map. So if I had this map filled in, I can literally copy it by putting the map in here with another map right in this slot, and I would get 2 of this same map. You can also lock a map so it doesn't update. So let's say you have 2 of the same map. If one updates, the other one will also update. And let's go ahead and sleep real quick, which is kind of cool because if you have 2 maps in different places, you can just update one and then the other one will automatically update. The thing is, maps don't update. Like if you built something here, but you haven't visited the area holding the map won't actually update this until you go and visit it. And then the last thing you can do is you can lock a map by putting a glass pane in here, and it will lock this map so that it doesn't update anymore. Now, why are we talking about cartography tables and maps? Cartography tables and maps are really cool, but we are talking about them because they are going to help us explore. If we take this with us when we explore, we will not get lost. We will know where our house is on this map, and we will know how to get back here. And I'm going to assume that this is y coordinate 0, 0, because that's normally how it works. It splits off in a quadrant from y equals 0, 0. So we are up in the corner. So we are near 0, 0. I think y equals 0, 0 is that way. So if we do F3 and look, yeah, it does look like we are getting closer to y 0, 0. But we know that we're on this part of the map, which is good. That means that no matter where we go and explore, we know that this is where our house is. This is where we live. This is our base. So I think today what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight down this line and fill it in, come over here, come back and fill it in kind of like this, and just snake and fill in all of this. That way I won't get lost, and I will know that I haven't explored somewhere twice, and I'm going to be able to find all of the biomes and resources that I haven't yet discovered. So I think we're actually ready to go. What I can do is I can actually put this in my offhand, just like that, and I press F to do that. You can also open up your inventory and move it into that hand, but with it in this hand, then we can just go ahead and start exploring. So I guess we're gonna go up this way. I'm gonna scoot a little bit to the left over here just so that we can fill in the whole left or right side of this map here. Since we made the boat and we're near water, I'll show you how you use the boat. You right click it on the water and then you can go forward. Most of you probably know that, but if you didn't, that's how you do it. And then you press shift to get out of it, and then you have to break it down so that you can get the boat back just like that. While we're filling this in, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys my top tips for how to explore in Minecraft efficiently, the best way, how to do it correctly. So tip number 1, I didn't actually do this, but is to get your coordinates of your house, of your base, so that you can't actually get lost. Your coordinates are going to be right here. That way you will, no matter what, be able to find your way back. You can press F2 and get a screenshot of your coordinates, so it would look just like this, so that I won't get lost. Since I made the map, I don't really need to do that. I'm going to be able to find my way back just fine. But if you're not using a map and you don't want to get lost, that's probably the best way to not get lost. Tip number 2 is to use a map to mark where you've been and mark the most important spots on the map with a banner. So we haven't talked about banners yet. I'll have to make a banner, and I have the wood for it. I forgot to bring wool to make a banner, so I'll show you guys how to do that once we find some sheep. But what you can do with a banner is you can place a banner down in an area and then click your map on the banner, and then it will actually mark that spot on your map. So that's really cool. So you can mark important places that you've discovered on your map by doing that, so that you can go back and know where that spot is, or where that resource is, or if you find a village or an ocean monument or a jungle temple, you can mark it on a map. You do need 6 pieces of wool to make a banner, so I do need to find a couple more sheep before we can actually make a banner and set one down. Tip number 3, this is especially early game, but sleep away the night. The night is dangerous, and you don't want to die out here. It'd be really hard to come back out here and get all your stuff back if you die out here. So bring a bed with you, sleep away the night. But if you bring a bed with you and you sleep away the night and then you pick up your bed and then you die, you'll end up spawning back at spawn. So that's another issue in itself. You won't actually end up back at your base where you last slept, because you last slept in a bed that you then picked up. So then the game is going to spawn you back at spawn. Tip number 4 is to have a somewhat empty inventory so that you can collect a lot of stuff on your journey, and try not to keep everything. Throw out the stuff that you don't actually need so that you can actually save room while you are exploring for stuff that you may find that you don't actually have access to at your base or around your base area. I see you, death is near. Thank you, sir. Tip number 5 is that if you find an ocean, it's easiest to explore the ocean because you can travel a lot faster in a boat than you can by just running like this. So it is actually a lot easier to explore if you're able to find an ocean and explore it using a boat in the ocean. It'll make the whole process a lot faster and maybe even a little bit more enjoyable, unless you like just walking around like this, which I definitely do. I definitely want to explore out in my world and find out what is around me. There's lots of crazy mountains. Look how tall that is. Is this 1.17? Look at that. I'm already on a mountain, and that is an even taller mountain. That is insane. And tip number 6 is to have fun. So if you're not having fun exploring, you shouldn't be exploring. If exploring is not your thing, you don't have to explore. There's easier ways to explore later in the game, and you can just focus on other stuff like building or making farms, whatever it is you like to do. Focus on what you like to do. But I genuinely like exploring and seeing what's around me and being able to just, you know, take a stroll in the game and see what's around, find the resources that you need early game before you get those easier ways to explore. Wow, okay, so there's a huge taiga over here, which I don't really care about because we already have a huge taiga, but look at that. That is a jungle, my dudes. I kind of want to go explore that jungle, and it is on this map. Maybe I go down to the bottom of the map and then I come back and look through the jungle a little bit. So now we can get jungle wood, we can get bamboo, there's ocelots in the jungle, there's pandas in the jungle, and this one looks like a large one as well, so we're gonna get a lot of cool stuff from that jungle. That might be something worth marking on the map. I'm killing like every single sheep as I go along, just so that I have wool to make banners. So now I can make 2 different banners now, if I want to put down 2 different banners at spots that I find. Wow, yeah, this jungle is literally huge. It literally shows up here now. So yeah, this is a very, very large jungle here. Oh, I think these are our first watermelons. I'm not really sure. I don't remember if we found watermelons before, but we can break these down. We can get the watermelon seeds, and we'll be able to plant these back home. Oh, there's also, is that vine? I think that is a vine. And in order to get the vines, we're gonna have to make shears. So that's a good thing. That's a good reason to have iron on us so that we can go ahead and take these vines. Now we can go ahead and grow these vines back at the base and make more vines. Also, I'm gonna collect up all the sugarcane I see while I'm here because I definitely don't have very much sugarcane back home. And another thing I should do is try and get some jungle saplings so that we can grow jungle logs or jungle trees back home if we want to. Jungle saplings actually have a pretty low chance of dropping from breaking jungle leaves. It's half the amount of normal leaves or oak leaves or all the rest of the leaves. And they have a 2.5% chance of dropping a jungle sapling. I got 3 saplings and I think that'll be enough. I mean, if I got 1 more, I'd feel a little bit better, but I think we're good to go for now. And it looks like there is a huge ocean at the bottom of the map, which I'm kind of upset about because I wish it was in the middle, because it's not going to really help us fill in this map except for this little bottom corner right here. But if I did want to go out and explore some more, I could go out that way. But I'm on a mission to fill in this map a little bit, so I think that we should stick to this mission. Maybe explore this jungle a little bit, see if we can find a jungle temple. Here's some coca beans, so we can take these and grow these back home so that we can get some brown dye. Another tip I have for exploring is find high ground and look around to see if you can find anything that is worth exploring. So I'm actually above the clouds right now, and I actually want to move the clouds up, which I can do right here. So I can turn them up with Optifine. So this is because I have Optifine installed. I just want to move them up for a little bit, and I will change that back. I just want to look around a little bit and see if I can see anything. Let me also turn up my render distance right now while I'm looking around, just so that, and like let everything load so that I can look around and see if there's anything that I want to explore. This is probably gonna break my computer loading in all this. Look how many blocks that is. That's insane. But the first thing I noticed is that this jungle is massive. It curves all the way around over there. And then I saw these red dots and I was like, what are those red dots? And they're actually mushrooms of a roofed forest. So I actually want to go over that way. That does look like it is going to be west from here. So I'm going to go over there. I want to go to the roof forest because there's going to be dark oak there. That's some Chad level wood right there. Dark oak is some of my favorite wood in Minecraft. I want to use that in my starter base maybe. And I want to just have it to put in my builds. So I think I'm going to go venture over there and get some of that stuff. There is this ocean over here, which we should definitely take note of. It's just at the bottom right corner of our map. So we should definitely keep that in mind when we want to look for stuff like an ocean monument or maybe some coral or sea pickles, stuff like that. And do I see any swamps? I don't know if we've seen any swamps yet in this world. A swamp would be good to take note of because then we could get maybe a witch hut and then maybe turn that into a witch farm at some point. See, this is why I love exploring so much. You just open up all these possibilities for farms and builds and all this stuff you can do once you actually go out and get the resources for them. I just had the sudden urge to do something super suspect. All right, dudes, check this out. Oh! Oh, I just wanted to jump off of there and I saw the water below, so I wanted to take the chance. If you jump off of stuff and land into water, you will take no damage at all. That's also what MLG water bucketing is. If you fall off something and then you place the water below you before you hit, you will take no damage. I'm kind of bad at the MLG water bucketing, but I can definitely jump into water. That is something that I can do. Oh, here's the roofed forest. Here we go, dudes. Oh, we can get some. Oh my gosh, another floating island. There's floating islands everywhere in this seed. It's crazy. This world is amazing. But let's go ahead and take this down. I want to get some, I don't think we have any mushrooms yet. So it'll be good to have some mushrooms and take these home. I also want to get some of these red mushrooms as well, just so that we have a few of each of the mushroom types so that we can grow these back home and then also use them in any recipes that we would need them for. So my main goal is to get enough of these dark oak saplings so that I can actually, so that I actually take the saplings back home and grow these at our base. So dark oak saplings are different than other saplings because you can't grow the one wide tree of the dark oak sapling or of the dark oak tree. You actually need to grow the 2x2 version of the dark oak tree to grow the dark oak tree. There is no like 1x1 version of the dark oak tree. There's just the 2x2. So we need to get at least 4 saplings to grow this back at our base. And these leaves have a 5% chance of dropping the dark oak sapling. Gotta love all this chocolate tree. All right, so we got the 10 saplings. That's more than enough. Let me make sure I didn't leave anything down here, and then we can skedoodle and get out of here and go back to the base. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work on filling in the right side of the map a little bit more as we head back to the base. And my inventory is absolutely full. We got a ton of good stuff. Very successful mission here, exploring mission here. So to make a banner, you put in the materials just like that, and then you can get the banner out. Now, I do think that I am going to use this banner to mark the map. So what you do is you put the banner down like that, then you right click on the banner, and now as you can see, the banner now is on the map right down there. It's good to mark like villages and other significant things that you find, locations that you find while you're exploring with a banner like that, just so that you know where it is and you don't lose it on your map. Let's go ahead and just make our way back home now. I'm gonna go ahead and sum up everything you need to do to explore efficiently, explore the best way possible. Make sure that you have all the items with you that you need: food, bed, water, tools, a boat, iron, wood. Make a map so that you don't get lost. You can even put banners down on this map to mark interesting places or important places while you're exploring. If you build your base near spawn, you can also use a compass to find your way back. Use a cartography table to make a map and expand the map if you want. They're very useful workstations to have. My main tips for exploring are make sure you get a copy of your coordinates before you go exploring so that there is no way possible that you can get lost. Use a map to guide your way and mark important places. Sleep away the night so you don't have to deal with any hostile threats. Explore with an empty inventory and don't take everything so that you can have room for all the important items that you're going to find along the way. Oceans make it a lot easier to explore. If you find an ocean, definitely try and explore the ocean. Have fun doing this. That is the most important part right there. Home sweet home, man. Does it feel good to be back? I think what we should do is we should probably also put the banner on our house just so that we have it there. Very cool. Also just made an item frame, and what we can do is we can go ahead and put our map on an item frame just like that. Oh, that is so cool. That is everything we traveled today. That is super cool. We explored a lot of what is around us. We know there's a roofed forest and a jungle. There's an ocean. There's all these mountains here, so it's really hard to actually get over to this area. And then that is where we are settled right now. Here is all the loot we got besides all of the trees. Of course, we got all these dark oak saplings. We got some jungle saplings. So now we can start growing all of those. We also got melons. So now we can start growing melons, bamboo, which is super useful. Vine. So now that we can start making mossy cobblestone, I can actually mix in some mossy cobblestone with some of that cobblestone if we want. We can also make brown dye and make a cocoa bean farm, and we also have rose bushes, so now we have infinite red dye. All you have to do is bone meal these and you get more red dye. So we definitely came up in that exploration today. Last week's question was whether or not you guys want to be the update to 1.17 when it comes out, and I really liked this answer from Cookie Crumb. So I do think that I am going to keep this same world just because I love this world so much and it's so fresh and it's so new and I have so much I want to do. If it is possible to upgrade to 1.17 when that time does come. The question this week is, do you like the tutorial aspect of the series more or the Let's Play aspect of this series more? Definitely let me know in the comments, and if you leave a thoughtful comment, you could be shouted out in the next episode. I'm also really curious, like, do you guys just want tutorials and want me to make this series about the tutorial aspect, or do you guys want to have fun with me? Because I'm having a lot of fun doing this stuff with you guys. But I also want the series to do well, which means that I probably should also be making it based around mostly tutorials. That is gonna do it for this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.